Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down a major story shaking the college football world and the BYU campus. BYU starting quarterback Jake Retzlaff's legal defense in the wake of a high-profile civil lawsuit alleging sexual assault. Retzlaff's legal team has now formally responded, denying all allegations of assault, but admitting to consensual sex with the accuser. A move that brings not just legal but serious institutional consequences under BYU's strict honor code. Let's analyze what's happened, what it means for Retzlaff, and how this could impact BYU football moving forward. First, let's recap the core allegations in detail. In May 2025, a civil lawsuit was filed in Utah's 3rd Judicial District Court by a woman identified as Jane Doe AG, accusing BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff of sexual assault, battery, and related offenses stemming from an encounter in November 2023. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe AG and Retzlaff initially connected via social media in October 2023, exchanging messages for several weeks before she accepted his invitation to visit his Provo apartment on or around November 22nd. She arrived that evening with a friend, and other friends and teammates of Retzlaff were also present. The group played video games, including Fortnite, for some time before her friend and the others left, leaving Doe and Retzlaff alone in the apartment. The lawsuit states that the two began watching a movie together. At some point, they started kissing, but Doe made it clear she did not want to go any further. She attempted to slow things down, pulling away and verbally expressing her reluctance by saying wait, stop, and no. Despite her repeated objections, the lawsuit alleges that Retzlaff escalated the situation, touching her sexually and demanding oral sex. As the situation intensified, Doe's resistance reportedly made Retzlaff angry. He began shouting at her. When Doe tried to reach for her phone to call someone for help, she discovered it was dead and needed to be charged. The lawsuit claims that Retzlaff eventually fell asleep, allowing Doe to attempt to charge her phone so she could contact a friend. However, when he woke up, the lawsuit alleges that Retzlaff resumed his advances, again forcing himself on her despite her repeated pleas to stop. The most serious allegations detail that when Doe tried to get out of bed, Retzlaff allegedly put his hands around her neck and proceeded to rape her. The complaint claims that the assault was so physically painful that Doe passed out during the ordeal and remembers tears streaming down her face as she struggled to breathe. She also alleges that he bit her during the encounter. After the incident, Doe felt unable to leave immediately and remained in the apartment until she could charge her phone. She later reported the alleged assault to police and underwent a rape kit examination at the hospital, where photographs were taken of her injuries. Initially, Doe withheld Retzlaff's name from authorities, reportedly out of fear that her identity as the complainant would be revealed. She eventually disclosed his name to Provo police, but the lawsuit claims an officer discouraged her from pursuing the case, telling her that sexual assault victims never get justice. The lawsuit asserts that, as a result of the alleged assault, Doe continues to experience severe emotional and psychological trauma, including symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, as she attempts to process what happened and move forward with her life. On June 28th, Jake Retzlaff's attorneys submitted a formal response to the civil lawsuit in Utah's 3rd Judicial District Court, directly addressing the serious allegations brought against him. In this 14-page filing, Retzlaff's legal team, led by attorney Stephen R. Waldron, made their position unequivocally clear. Retzlaff specifically and categorically denies each and every and all allegations that he bit, raped, or strangled the plaintiff, which are ridiculous and bizarre allegations, all of which are false and untrue. The defense characterized the claims as absurd and unfounded, firmly rejecting the plaintiff's narrative of non-consensual sexual activity and any associated violence. However, the response does not dispute that a sexual encounter took place. Retzlaff openly admits that he and Jane Doe AG had sex that night, but insists that all activity was fully consensual. His attorneys further contend that, in the weeks following the encounter, Doe continued to send him flirty text messages, maintaining communication until at least February 2024. They argue that the timing and nature of the lawsuit are financially motivated, suggesting that Doe initiated legal action only after Retzlaff's profile rose as a potential NFL draft prospect, implying her intent was to extract money from him. It's also important to clarify the legal context. As of now, Retzlaff faces no criminal charges in connection with these allegations. The current proceedings are strictly civil, with Doe seeking at least $300,000 in damages for alleged battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The outcome will depend on the evidence and arguments presented at trial, rather than the higher burden of proof required in criminal court. Yet the implications for Retzlaff extend beyond the courtroom. His admission to consensual sex, while central to his defense, poses a significant problem at Brigham Young University. BYU's Honor Code is among the strictest in the country, explicitly prohibiting premarital sex for all students, regardless of circumstances. The Honor Code is enforced independently of legal findings, and violations can result in disciplinary actions ranging from probation to suspension or even expulsion, irrespective of the outcome of any civil or criminal proceedings. This means that even if Retzlaff is fully exonerated in court, his own admission of consensual sex now triggers a mandatory Honor Code investigation. This process is handled by BYU's Honor Code office, which operates separately from the legal system and can move swiftly. If found in violation, Retzlaff could face immediate and severe consequences for his academic standing and his eligibility to play for BYU's football team, potentially ending his collegiate career regardless of the lawsuit's outcome. This dual challenge, fighting a civil lawsuit while facing an Honor Code investigation, puts Retzlaff and BYU football in a precarious position. For head coach Kalani Sitake and the athletic department, the quarterback's status for the upcoming season is now uncertain. BYU's Honor Code office operates on its own timeline, and disciplinary decisions can come quickly, sometimes before legal matters are resolved. For a program that prides itself on its faith-based values, the pressure to uphold institutional standards is immense. This case also spotlights the unique pressures on BYU athletes, who must navigate both public scrutiny and the university's strict behavioral expectations. The question now is whether Retzlaff will be allowed to remain at BYU, and if not, how the team will adapt heading into the 2025 season. This situation highlights broader issues in college athletics, balancing due process, institutional values, and the rights of both accusers and the accused. At BYU, the Honor Code adds another layer of complexity, making even consensual actions grounds for disciplinary action. For Retzlaff, the stakes are enormous. His reputation, his education, and his football career all hang in the balance. For BYU, the case tests the university's commitment to its principles, while also challenging its ability to support student athletes through legal and personal crises. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops, tracking both the legal proceedings and the Honor Code investigation. Let us know in the comments what you think about BYU's approach, how schools should handle these cases, and what this means for the future of college athletics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates on this and other major sports stories. Thanks for watching.